Looks like a tear in time almost.
What do you see below you? Describe the figures.
It's just dark.
Look around you. Describe where you're standing and what is around your feet.
It's dark.
Okay. Do you see your feet? Do you have feet?
No, I don't have feet.
Okay. Do you feel if you're male or female?
There's nothing.
Do you feel old or young?
There's no age.
No age. Do you feel you have a body?
No.
Describe your presence.
It's just there.
Describe what you see in terms of your body.
It's nothing.
Okay. Do you have any limbs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is the closest thing to describing your presence that you know?
It's just a feeling that I'm there. I exist.
And as you move around, what do you see or feel?
It's almost like a swimming.
What does swimming look like?
It's a swimming feel.
Describe the field.
It's like I'm being pulled in different directions. Kind of misty. Just swirling.
What direction is the swirl?
Kind of making an S shape.
Okay.
Through what would be my body, I guess.
So your body is swirling, it's like S shape?
Yeah.
Is there any contents in your body?
No.
Okay. What does the energy feel like?
It's holding together. It's a definite stream of energy.
Okay. And is there an emotion attached to it?
It's peaceful.
Peaceful. Do you have any knowledge?
No, nothing stands out.
Well, what are you doing in this presence?
Existing. Just being there.
You look around, do you see any other presence that interact with you?
It's just that purple light.
Where is the purple light?
It's in front of me.
What does it look like?
Like an opening. Like a long tear.
Vertical, horizontal?
Yeah, vertical.
A vertical tear. Can you describe, does it have edges, or can you describe it more?
It's purple and has multiple shades of purple. So it's like if you were to take a knife against black paper and drag it down, and light would shine through.
Are you being drawn to it?
I'm just around it.
You're just around it. Can you move towards the purple tear? Remember, you're in the pyramid, so you're protected. You can do anything. Can you describe what's happening?
It's just there. I can't necessarily get close to it. It feels vast, the space I'm in.
You can't move towards the tear?
No.
You can't move towards the tear. And do you have any messages from the tear? Anything that you can communicate with it?
No.
Is there anything else that you do besides exist in a spiral?
Doesn't feel like I do anything.
Okay. Do you see anything else in the dark? Can you move around?
Feels like I'm moving, but it's just dark.
Okay, and as you're moving, do you see anything else around you? Any other kind of energy or any other kind of presence?
It's just there's more colors now, but
What's the colors?
it's turning kind of pink, lightening up.
Into what?
It's just everything's kind of turning pink now.
Okay. And are you still the spiral or move towards the pink?
Okay.
What are you seeing?
Not a lot of anything.
Okay, move to a very important day in this existence, like the most important day in this spiral existence. What is happening? Do you see anything?
No.
And as you continue to move towards the pink, are you moving away from the purple tear?
I think so.
Okay, so you can move towards the purple tear, but you can move towards the pink light.
Pink's just taking over everything.
Pink is taking over all of you?
Yeah.
And how is it taking over?
It's just slowly growing, consuming.
And how do you feel?
At peace.
At peace? Now that the pink has taken over, what is happening? Nothing happening?
Nothing's happening.
Okay. Just the pink is taking over. Is there anything else that happens to the pink that you are merging into? No. Let's go to the last day of your life as this existence. What is happening?
It's a vortex, almost like a flower blooming.
And describe what that looks like.
It's like flower budding in front of my face. Like I'm not the flower. It's like the flower's moving towards my face and growing.
And what's happening?
It's kind of almost a tunneling feel.
Okay. And what's happening to you?
I feel like it's either growing around me or I'm going into this tunnel.
Go ahead and go into this tunnel. You remember you're protected in the white pyramid, and you're protected in the cloud, so nothing can penetrate you. What do you see?
It just feels like I'm spinning down this
Okay.
It's kind of red, pink. And there's like an end to it, but I don't ever get there.
Can you move forward and try to get to the end of the tunnel?
Feels like I'm going feet first.
Oh, you have feet now?
The feeling of feet, what would be that direction?
Okay. And keep going towards that tunnel. What happens next?
It's just draining down this thing.
Okay. And now that you're on the other side of the tunnel, what do you see?
Light, white light.
And do you feel any other parts of your body?
No.
Okay. Now that you have feet, can you wiggle your toes? Do you feel like you have any other limbs?
No, I still feel kind of just nothing.
Still feel nothing. Okay. Is there anything else that's happening?
It's just white light's taken away now.
The white light's taken away now?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to ask you to drift and float away from that scene, leaving the person there to their own path. You can either move forward or backward from another appropriate time and place. What do you see now?
It's like a octopus-type thing.
Describe it.
It's got eyes and its mollusk-shaped head. And it looks like it's large.
And then move around, and what do you see around you?
It feels like I don't have tentacles, but this thing does.
And what does it do with its tentacles?
It's just kind of whipping and riding around in murky water.
Okay. And what do you do most of the time in this presence?
Survive.
And how does it survive? You're moving around. What are you grabbing with your tentacles?
Seeing, it's kind of like the underneath side, and it's more tentacles than there should be.
Okay.
It's lots of. It's just surviving though. It's just going through basic.
What do you do as you move around? Do you see anything else around you where you live? Can you describe your home?
It's rocky.
Go ahead and move around your home and describe what's around your home.
Looks like a lot of peaks of rocks, like sharp rocks that jet up from the earth.
Is there anything else that you see there besides rocks?
Some caves, some vegetation around it.
Go ahead and go into the caves and tell me what you see there.
There's lots of vegetation inside. It's kind of a blue aqua color. The walls are covered in some sort of bulbous vegetation.
Is there any other presence there besides yourself?
No.
Okay. This makes a very important day in this life. The most important day. What are you seeing?
It's
see a baby? What does a baby look like?
Similar.
Similar to what?
This octopus thing.
Okay. And describe what you're doing with the baby. And how do you feel about this baby creature?
It's happy.
Happy. As you guys move around, what do you see?
There's schools of fish. And
What do the fish look like?
they're just basic fish. Nothing crazy about them.
Can you describe what they look like?
They're silverish and have a sheen of bluish green. Oily looking.
Can you move up towards the surface of the water? Do you see anything?
There's land.
Describe the land.
It looks foresty. It's a ways out. There's a lighthouse.
What does the lighthouse look like?
It's white. There's some bumps in the water where little islands, small little islands are.
Is the water warm or cold?
It's warm.
Warm. And the lighthouse, is there anything else around the lighthouse?
No, it's just real foresty, and it's kind of out on some rocks, out a ways from the forest.
What kind of trees does the forest made of? What do they look like?
They're real bunchy, green, bright green.
Okay. And there's nothing else besides the lighthouse and trees, right?
That's all I see.
That's all you see? Okay. Go ahead and move closer to the shore and describe to me what you see as you swim along the shore.
It's more beachy as I get up close.
Okay.
It's tan sand. It's rocky.
And what are you doing with the baby creature that
Just kind of following behind me.
falling behind you? Is there any other creatures that you're with? Mm-mm. Okay. Let's move to the very last day of this existence. What do you see?
Puts me back in the cave.
And what's happening in the cave?
I'm laying there.
Are you laying on the cave or in the water?
In the water.
And what's happening as you're laying there?
I can feel it's life straining.
And go ahead and as you pass away, what do you see? Do you see anything when you pass away?
See a white light.
Describe it.
It's just bright. Everything's bright.
Go ahead and go into the white light.
It feels very peaceful.
Okay. Can you describe the white light in detail?
It's just blinding. It's feels like it should hurt, but it doesn't. It's so bright.
Now remember, you're on the cloud and nothing can hurt you, and you can explore anything. So as you pass through the white light, describe what you're feeling and seeing.
I feel like to a road almost. It's like a trail that I'm starting to see.
Okay.
Following it.
Do you feel like you're a male or female?
Still don't feel like it's genderized.
Okay. Do you feel like you have a body?
Yeah.
Describe your body.
It feels energy-ish. Tall, thin, lanky.
Do you see what you look like? Can you describe the different limbs that you have?
Feels like, I don't know.
Do you have arms and legs?
There's nothing, it's not defined.
Okay. How do you move around?
With legs.
With legs. Do you have any arms?
Yes.
How many legs and arms do you have?
It's, okay, it's just normal. It's the shape of a human.
The shape of a human. Can you look at your hands?
They're, I can,
Is there a skin tone?
grayish.
Grayish?
Yeah.
Go ahead and pinch your hands and feel your hands. Describe the texture.
Kind of spongy.
Don't you? Do you feel, can you describe the thickness of your body?
It's solid. Is that what you're...
Okay. And describe what your face looks like.
It's long, gray.
Do you have hair?
No.
Is there anything else about your face? What does your eyes look like?
They look bigger than normal.
What color eyes do you have?
Kind of a black.
Black. Do you talk?
I can.
How do you talk?
I understand it. It seems normal.
Do you talk with your mouth, or how do you talk?
Yeah, no.
You talk with your mouth? So as you're walking along this road, look around you. Describe your surroundings.
It seems to be a peaceful place.
What does the place look like?
It's green grass, well kept.
Are there any buildings?
In the distance.
Go ahead and walk towards the buildings. Describe what the buildings look like.
They're tall. They look kind of medieval, spire-ish. Something you'd see in Lord of the Rings, almost.
Okay. And go walk towards your house.
Okay.
Do you find your house?
I think so.
Go ahead and walk inside your house. Describe the surroundings in your home.
There's a table, a fireplace. It's different design than what you normally see though.
What is it designed like?
Bulbous, odd shapes, fireplaces. Molded, very strange. It's weird colors.
What kind of colors?
It almost looks like a clay.
And do you know how tall you are?
Maybe 6 foot.
6 foot. Do you have a name?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Is there anybody else that lives with you?
Doesn't appear to
Okay. And what do you do all day in this place? Do you have a job?
be. I feel like I just returned here.
From where?
It was out on a journey of some sort.
And what was the journey?
Self-discovery.
Okay. Let's move to a very important day in this life, but the most important day that you had. What's happening?
I'm researching something.
And what is it that you're researching?
Something that helps people.
Describe what it is.
I just have a feeling that it's something big that will help.
Okay. And do you know any more about this thing that you're researching?
It's a device, so it's not a theory, it's a device.
Describe the device.
It's not normal.
Okay. Describe what it looks like.
It's silver and it has triangle sheets to it, like metal sheets.
How tall is it?
It's maybe 3 feet.
How wide is it?
It's thin.
It's thin. How thin is it?
Like 6 inches to, yes, more than 9 inches, 6 inches.
So 6 to 9 inches wide and 3 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the dimensions? What shape is
It looks
it?
like it's almost scaled. It looks like a snake, but made of metal.
In the middle. And what does it do? Can you try to turn it on?
I don't know.
Look around it. Is there any buttons or anything? No?
Maybe it's art.
Does it make a sound?
No.
No. And how does it help people?
Smooth. Happy.
It makes them happy? And how does it make them happy?
Just by seeing it.
Just by seeing it? And what do you do with this instrument that makes people happy?
I think it's art now. I think it's just for display.
It's art?
It's a creation I made, yeah.
Oh. So it's a piece of art that you create?
Yeah.
It makes people happy. Okay. And go ahead and carry it around. Where do you go? Do you see anybody around you?
No.
No? Okay. Let's move to the very last day of your life, in this life. The very last day. What's happening?
I'm lying in bed.
Are you by yourself?
I am
And describe what's happening to you.
sick.
What are you sick of?
I have a cough.
Mm-hmm. And what is that cough? Can you describe your symptoms?
I just feel weak. Drained.
Let's move forward in your sickness. What's the worst thing that's happening to you?
I can't move anymore.
Are you still alive?
Barely.
And then what happens to your body? Now let's get back on the cloud and let's leave this scene. Leave the person to that path. And now let's revisit some significant memories. Let's move forward in time to a future time in your life or another important future lifetime. And the cloud is coming down to an important lifetime. What do you see? Are you still traveling on the cloud? Okay. You're traveling on the cloud, moving to different times and places. And when you're ready, you will come down to a lifetime. Anywhere in the past, or in the future, or in the present, or in between lives. Let's move forward to that time that is important for you to review.
I keep seeing arch. Gold, it's gold.
Describe the arch.
So it's almost like the shape of McDonald's symbol, but it's not that. It's big. It's pointed.
How big is the arch?
It's like an entrance to a city.
Okay. Can you describe your body? Are you male or female?
Can't tell.
Look at your feet and arms. Do you have feet and arms?
I can't see myself.
Okay. Can you describe your presence at all?
It's so weird.
Okay. Go ahead and move towards the arch, the golden arch. Is there anything else around the golden arch?
It's like right inside.
It's bright inside. Go ahead and move underneath and through that arch. Go ahead and walk through it. And describe everything that you see on the other side.
As I'm walking through.
What do you see?
It's orange colors.
Okay. And walk closer to the orange colors.
It's orange and white. It's tough to make anything out here.
Do you want to hang out there?
It's not a bad place.
Okay. And walk around the place and describe what you see.
Nothing makes sense here.
What do you see? Describe it.
It's a lot of just bright lights and a feeling of almost a vortex.
Okay. And describe what that vortex looks like.
I don't see it, it just feels like gravity's weird here.
And how is it weird?
Twists everything.
In what direction does it twist?
All over.
All over? And is it one vortex or
It feels like one.
the one yellow and gold vortex? Remember you're on the cloud. Go ahead and go towards that vortex. Can you describe what you see?
There's no The vortex isn't there, it just feels like it's there. Like the gravity of Earth, you can't see the gravity of Earth, you just know it's there.
Okay.
And it's twisting.
And go ahead and walk towards that twist. Are you on the other side of it? You can't reach the other side. Okay. Are there any other presence there? Describe the people.
Their heads are round.
And what are they watching?
They're thin, watching me.
And what are you doing?
Trying to get through
Trying to get through what?
this gate.
This gate.
They're shaped somewhat even. Orange and white.
Can you describe what they look like? What their bodies look like?
Their heads are a bright color. Their bodies are orange and almost drawn in and highlighted around the edges.
Are they golden or
I like flames.
like flames? How tall are they?
They don't look too tall. 4 or 5 feet, 4 feet.
They're 4 or 5 feet tall, and they're golden, orange and white golden flames,
Looks like it, yeah.
and they have human-like bodies,
Shaped, yeah.
shaped, but they're not solid. Are they solid?
It's tough to tell.
Go ahead, go walk closer to one of them. Describe what you see.
There's no facial features. It's just a ball of light.
Okay.
It looks like they're wearing a cloak
You're wearing a cloak.
that looks like fire.
Can you ask one of them to remove the cloak?
They don't know.
They don't know how to remove the cloak?
They don't want to.
They don't want to. And why don't they want to?
It's not how it is.
And how is it?
They need them.
They need them. And what does their cloak protect them from?
Helps them survive in the environment.
Survive the environment. Okay. And what would happen to them if they didn't wear the cloak?
Get twisted up in the vortex.
Twisted in the vortex. Can you ask them any questions about what their purpose is?
They observe.
What are they observing?
People that come in.
Through the arch?
Yes.
And what are they looking for?
To make sure that people are safe.
And what's the purpose of this arch?
It's a form of protection. I think.
To protect them from what?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. What are people learning from this arch and vortex experience? Were they learning anything?
No.
No. Do these golden beings exist anywhere else?
Not that I know of.
What relation do you have to these golden beings?
I'm an outsider.
How did you get there?
Not sure.
And where are you from?
Not from this planet.
How did you travel to this planet?
I feel like I flew there.
What did you fly in?
A ship.
Describe your ship.
It's small.
How many people does it carry?
One.
What does it look like?
It's streamlined. Flat-ish.
Describe the shape.
It's kind of a bullet.
And how does it fly?
It has propulsion.
From where?
Engines. Out the back.
And what's the purpose of flying in this?
Discovery.
What are you trying to discover? Is there a mission?
No. It was just going.
Can you describe your home planet? Can you describe the planet, what the planet is like?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? How long have you been exploring in this spaceship?
It's been a while.
Do you have any other relationships in this lifetime?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Let's move on to a very, very important day in this lifetime. The most important day in this life. What do you see? Do you see anything? Describe it.
It's like a face with a beak.
And who is this face of a beak?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's
Does it have a body?
just a face.
You see a face.
It's round and green, the beak.
Is it communicating with you?
It just looks happy.
And get closer to it. Does anything happen if you get closer to this?
I'm really close to it already.
Can you touch it?
It's bumpy.
What is it doing?
It's just kind of looking at me.
Okay. Ask it a question. What did you ask the beak creature?
It said, "Who are you?"
What does it say?
Just kind of blinks.
What's around you?
It's kind of a forest, dark.
Okay.
It's red.
Describe
red
it.
stuff. It's like shells of a crab, but it's the architecture of the land.
Are there any buildings?
Then we're out.
You're out. It's just you and this big creature?
Yeah.
And what are you guys doing?
I found him
Where did you find him?
in the forest.
Is that where he lives?
Yes.
And what are you doing?
I was exploring.
And what do you find?
This weird thing.
What? Describe it.
It's the big guy. I'm happy I found this guy.
Do you take him with you? What do you do?
I don't know why I'm so happy with this guy.
Okay. Do you become friends? Do you take him in your spaceship with you?
No, he stays.
He stays at that
I
planet.
think he's supposed to stay there.
Will stay there. Do you eventually leave him?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Off for more adventures.
Back on the spaceship?
Just around the planet for a while.
Okay, what do you see around the planet? Can you describe it?
It's very odd. It's land. It's bumpy. It's very bumpy and orangish purple.
What galaxy is this planet in?
Not anything I know of.
How far is it? Does it have a sun or a moon?
Yeah, there's something up there.
Well, what is up there?
It's big. And it's very white, and then it fades to like purple, pink, then purple, then dark.
Okay.
It looks like it's almost when you take putty and push your thumb through it.
Okay. Is there anything else that's notable about this planet that you're exploring?
I just feel like I'm there and trying to survive.
Is it hard to survive in this planet?
It's a challenge, yeah.
Why is it a challenge?
I feel like it's kind of a versus nature type of thing.
Okay.
It's not crazy hard, but
Okay.
I'm doing it
It's just you and this deep creature?
for a little while.
For a
Yeah.
little while. Okay. And do you meet any other creatures?
No.
Okay. Let's move to the very last day of your life. Describe it to me. Do you see your last day of your life?
Looking for it. It's,
Do you feel anything?
I don't.
Okay. Go ahead and get back in the cloud. Do you want to explore any other lifetimes that come up? Okay. May I speak to Levi's subconscious, please? Do I have permission to speak to Levi's subconscious?
Yes.
I respect the power of the subconscious because I know that the subconscious takes care of Levi's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has records of everything that has ever happened to Levi in this lifetime and all the other lifetimes that Levi has ever lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I always ask for permission to speak to it and ask questions. Do I have permission to ask your subconscious questions?
Yes.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many lifetimes for Levi to see today. You chose to bring forward to this life for him to see. The first life as the swirl energy. Why did you bring that forth for Levi to see? What was the purpose in seeing his lifetime as the spiral? I know that the subconscious could have brought forth many lifetimes for Levi to see today. And you chose to bring forward the lifetime where he was a spiral energy moving towards a purple vortex. What was the importance of that lifetime for him to see? Were there any things that he was supposed to learn in that lifetime? May I speak to Levi's subconscious, please? Levi's second lifetime as an octopus. Why did you bring that forth that lifetime? Just describe it. What was the importance of the octopus lifetime that you brought forth for Levi to see? May I speak to Levi's subconscious? Do I have permission to speak to Levi's subconscious?
Yes.
And now I respect the power of the subconscious because I know the subconscious takes care of Levi's body and does a very good job. I also know that the subconscious has records of everything that's ever happened to Levi in this lifetime and all the other lifetimes that Levi has ever lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious and always ask permission to speak to it before I ask questions. Will you answer my questions? I know the subconscious could have brought forth many lifetimes for Levi to see today. Can you explain why it was important for him to see the lifetime where he was a spiral vortex? Will you describe what the importance of the golden arch place was? So you chose to bring forth a lifetime where he was an explorer in a one-person spaceship, and he had met the beak creature, which he was really excited about. What was the purpose of bringing that lifetime forward? Levi has some questions for you that he wrote out. Will you answer some of these questions?
I don't know.
Just answer the questions. Don't try to fight the brain. Will you answer some of Levi's questions?
Yes.
Okay. The first question that Levi has is that he's always been attracted to plague doctors and circus freak shows and feels uncomfortable around water. Why is that? Is there a reason why he's attracted to that type of material? Okay. What lessons can he learn from any recurring themes in his life, such as the explorers? Will Levi's subconscious answer these questions today? May I speak to Levi's subconscious? Will Levi's subconscious answer any of these questions today? I'm going to bring you out. Now I'm asking the subconscious to recede to where it belongs. With much love and thanks for the help and information it has been given today to Levi. I know he is really going to appreciate it, and I want the entities from the other lifetimes that we were speaking with to also recede into the past.